Have you ever wondered what really happens when life reaches its limit? What lies beyond what we see, feel, and believe? Imagine if someone could come back from the dead and tell you every hidden detail, every secret that science and skeptics don't want you to know. Today, you'll learn about 7 near-death experiences that forever changed those who lived them. Stories so impactful, they'll challenge everything you believe about life and the afterlife. And no one wants you to know this anymore. Skeptics? Those who insist on discrediting what they can't explain will try to convince you that it's all just imagination. But the truth is that there are documented accounts, real experiences that Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, a pioneer in the study of death and NDEs, investigated in depth. She spent her entire life trying to understand what happens when we cross the border between the world of the living and the unknown. And I promise, at the end of this video, you'll receive an incredible gift, something that will broaden your perspective on life and death in ways few dare to reveal. But first, you need to delve into these mysterious stories with me. So tell me, do you believe it's possible to see beyond death? Are we prepared to face the truth that many try to hide? Experience 1. The sensation of floating outside the body. Imagine the scene. You feel your body growing weightless, almost as if melting into thin air, and suddenly you realize you're looking down at yourself, floating on the ceiling or in the hospital corridor. This is the experience shared by countless people who have experienced near death. They describe every detail, the doctors trying to save their lives, the machines, the clock on the wall, all with a clarity no one could ever achieve from physical memory alone. The most incredible thing, some even report conversations that took place nearby, details that could only be seen from a spiritual perspective. It's as if the soul had freed itself from the body, observing everything clearly and objectively, without pain, without fear, or sometimes with an indescribable dread of the unknown. And now I ask you, could you observe your own death without feeling fear? Could you face that moment without your heart racing? This sensation of floating outside the body defies all logic, and yet it's reported by thousands of people around the world. It's a life-changing experience, making it clear that there's much more to life and death than we can imagine. Experience 2. Intense light and energy. Beings. Imagine walking through a dark tunnel and suddenly being greeted by a light so intense it blinds your eyes and warms your soul at the same time. Many near-death accounts describe this encounter with energy beings, benevolent figures who seem to radiate pure love and an indescribable sense of peace. Some say this light imparts an immediate understanding of life, as if all the secrets of the universe were revealed in an instant. But not everything is simple. Many who experience this moment feel a mixture of fascination and fear. And if you encountered beings that are not of this world, would you trust them or feel fear? This is the great question that defies reason. The encounter is welcoming, but also deeply mysterious. The most incredible thing is that, even after returning to their physical bodies, these people report profound changes, a sense of unconditional love, acceptance, and a certainty that life goes far beyond what we can touch or measure. It's a glimpse of what might await us after death, an experience that defies any scientific explanation and transforms the way we see the world. Experience 3. Life review. Imagine suddenly having your entire life flash before your eyes, not just the big moments, but every gesture, every choice, every word spoken or omitted. Many near-death experiences report this feeling of a complete reckoning, as if forced to confront every action they've ever taken. The most impressive thing? They report feeling every emotion again, joy, pain, guilt, and even love, intensely and vividly. It's as if time doubles and all experiences present themselves at once, revealing patterns, consequences, and the true importance of each decision. And now I ask you, if you had to face every action you take, would you be ready to accept your mistakes and successes? Would you be able to look at yourself with absolute honesty without trying to hide anything? The impact of this experience is profound and transformative. Those who go through it return to life with a new perspective, often completely changing their values, priorities, and relationships. It's proof that every action matters and that life, in some way, always calls us to account for our paths. Experience 4. Communication with loved ones. Imagine being on the brink of death and suddenly seeing someone you loved, but who has already departed this world. Many near-death accounts describe emotional encounters with deceased family members or friends, bringing profound messages, unexpected advice, or even warnings about the future. Some report hugs, words of comfort, and even laughter, as if time and distance had never existed. But the most impressive thing isn't just the encounter itself. It's the effect these messages have on those who return. Some have completely changed their lives, made decisions they never would have considered, or reconnected with people they'd lost touch with. And now I ask you, if you could speak to someone on the other side, what would you want to hear? A word of forgiveness? Advice for the future? A warning that could change everything? The mystery is profound. These experiences defy any rational explanation, showing that death is not necessarily the end and that love can cross boundaries that science cannot yet explain. It's a reminder that the connections we have can be eternal, even when the body is no longer present. Experience 5. Travel through unknown dimensions. Imagine crossing the boundaries of the physical world and being transported to landscapes you could never have imagined. Skies of impossible colors, rivers of light that move on their own, floating cities or forests that seem to breathe. Many near-death accounts describe these dimensions as real, vivid, and utterly unlike anything we know. What's most impressive is that the details these people describe are impossible to reproduce with logic or normal memory. Some speak of perfect geometric structures, colors that don't exist on Earth, harmonious sounds that soothe the soul, all perceived with a clarity that defies any scientific explanation. And now I ask you, are there realities we never imagined, but that can be accessed during an NDE? Could we understand something so different from everything we already know? This experience makes it clear that there is much more between heaven and earth than meets the eye. Those who return from these places bring with them not only memories, but also a sense that the universe is far more vast and mysterious than we could ever imagine. Experience 6. The return to life. Imagine the feeling of finally being free from pain, floating in a dimension of peace and light, and then suddenly being thrust back into your physical body to face the world of the living once again. Many near-death accounts describe this moment as a profound shock, a mixture of frustration, sadness, and confusion. Some didn't even want to return, feeling that the experience they were having was too perfect to leave. What's most striking is the emotional impact of this return. People report feeling a profound emptiness, an immediate longing for what they left behind, and an overwhelming awareness that they were returning to a limited and painful world. And now I ask you, why do some souls need to return to life, even when they don't want to? What would be the purpose of this second chance that to some seems almost cruel? This experience reveals one of the deepest mysteries of existence. Life is an opportunity we cannot waste, and each return carries lessons that perhaps we can only fully understand after crossing the threshold of death. Experience 7. Radical transformations. After the NDE, after returning from a near-death experience, many people report such profound changes that their lives are never the same. Priorities that once seemed essential disappear, relationships are re-evaluated, and spirituality becomes a central axis of existence. Some abandon careers, move to another city, or dedicate themselves to helping others, as if given a second chance with purpose. The most fascinating thing is realizing that these transformations aren't temporary. They leave a permanent mark on the soul, creating a new way of seeing life, love, and even death. Every decision becomes more conscious, every gesture more meaningful, and the world never seems the same again. And now I ask you, if you had the chance to completely change your life after facing death, what would you do differently? What habits, choices, or relationships would you reconsider? These stories show that the near-death experience is not just a glimpse of the afterlife, but a catalyst for profound transformation, something that defies any scientific explanation and leaves us with a question impossible to ignore. Are we really living the way we should while we have the chance? After learning about these 7 near-death experiences, it's impossible not to wonder what truly awaits us beyond the life we know. Each story we explore today shows that death may not be the end, but rather a gateway to something much greater, deeper, and more mysterious than we can imagine. And now I want to hear from you. Do you believe these experiences are real? Which ones scared or fascinated you the most? Could you face what these people went through? Be sure to share your thoughts or any inexplicable experiences you've had in the comments. We want to know if something like this has ever happened to you. Your story might surprise and inspire others to see life in a whole new way. And remember, what happens when we die may be much closer to us than we ever imagined. Maybe the next near-death story is happening right now, much closer than you think.